Hey guys, my name is Kayla Rain, and today I'm going to be doing my monthly recommendations for the month of August, and this month's theme is underrated books. And along with that, I have a special announcement. So I will go ahead and get to the special announcement, and that is I have started a Goodreads group along with Trina from Between Chapters that focuses around monthly recommendations that I invite all of you guys to join in on, and I will link all the info in the down bar below, but I'll go ahead and explain it just a little bit. So what this group is each month Trina and I have curated different topics that we're going to be talking about. For example, August is underrated books, and we want to see your blog posts and your videos and all that great stuff with you guys talking about books that you feel are underrated, or whatever the theme for that month happens to be. It's not a really strict group. We do recommend that you upload your video or your blog post within the first full week of whatever month we are in, but as far as how many recommendations you have to do, that's up to you. If you have one book that you want to recommend that goes along with the topic for that month, that's fine. If you have 20, share it. Share all the books with us. It's up to you. The sky's the limit for you guys. We just want to get it out there, and I know that some people have difficulties with recommendations because it's kind of hard to come up with topics that aren't just fantasy and contemporary and different genres like that, so we are taking the guesswork out of it for you. You don't have to come up with any of the topics. You just join in with us and have fun and watch other people's recommendations and let your TBR pile grow to epic proportions that we will never get to reading, because that seems to be how my TBR pile is always going. It's going in that direction. That's all I wanted to announce as far as the Goodreads group goes. I'll link Trina's channel in the down bar below as well as the Goodreads group, and I invite all of you guys to join us on this new endeavor. But I just want to get into my recommendations for books that I feel are genuinely underrated. So I'm going to start with Gulp by Mary Roach, and just really any Mary Roach book in general. This is a nonfiction scientific book about the digestive tract, essentially starting from mouth to the other side of things. And it is so intriguing, and Mary Roach is brilliant as a scientific writer, and I highly recommend her to everyone, and I feel like nonfiction really gets left out of the loop a lot on BookTube, so I just needed to recommend this little beauty right here. Next, I have the Veronica Mars books, and this one's the Mr. Kiss and Tell by Rob Thomas and Jennifer Grahm, and I just have to get this out there for any Veronica Mars fans who have not picked this up yet. This is just a Veronica Mars episode that's happening in your mind as you read it. It is brilliant. It is written with that same tone, sense of humor, slight darkness, all of that great stuff that I loved about the show is within these pages, and it's fantastic. I loved it. I ended up buying the first book on audiobook because it is narrated by Kristen Bell, which was incredible, but I did have to buy the second one in paperback because it was a different narrator, and I really need to imagine Kristen Bell reading everything because I just have to. Next, I have a double doozy for you, and that is going to be In the Shadow of Blackbirds and The Cure for Dreaming, both by Kat Winters, and she is a phenomenal young adult historical fiction writer, and her books have a paranormal aspect that is just fantastic to read. It's a little bit creepy, it is historically accurate, it is just wonderful to read, and her characters are really nicely written, and I just feel like they develop really nicely in the books, and that the plot lines are really interesting for me and not incredibly predictable. It's an issue that I've been having with YA lately, but not with Kat Winters, and she actually has another book coming out this month called The Uninvited, and that is an adult historical fiction with a paranormal aspect, and yes, I have already pre-ordered it, a signed copy, because I love me some Kat Winters. She is fantastic. She is now an auto-buy author for me. And finally, I have a book that I need to recommend that I feel like everyone has heard about, but I don't know that many people who've actually read it. And I know that only one big booktuber for sure has read this book, and that is Ariel Bissett, and that's where I got this recommendation. And guys, she was not wrong in anything she said about this book, and that is Everybody Sees the Ants by A.S. King. This book is beautiful. It is written, it's perfection. This is a story about a boy who's bullied, and it just deals with all those different issues, and it's wonderful. It's well written. It is a fantastic contemporary with an element of magical realism, which I'm not usually a big fan of magical realism. For me, if there's going to be magic in the book, I really want to go like all in and have like a magical school and evil wizards and all that good stuff. But A.S. King gets it done in this book, and I will feel like this book is underrated until every one of my booktube friends has read it, and then I will be pleased, because it is that fantastic and I love it, if you can't already tell. Okay, that has been it for my recommendations video today, and I am so excited to start this new group with Trina, and I just invite all of you guys to join in on this new journey with us. We can't wait to see what you guys recommend and what you guys come up with, and feel free to leave recommendations for any topics that you want us to talk about in the future or feature. And I am excited, and I don't know how many more times I can say I'm excited, but I just am. This project has been in the works for a couple months now, and it's just really fantastic to put it out in the world and just share it. Our idea has been birthed into the internet, and it's out there for people to see now, and it's a great feeling. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay weird.